Picture a world beneath the waves, where luxury meets mystery. At 6,000 meters, the ocean floor sparkles with rare earth elements. Reese the gold of the tech age. These 17 metals, from neodymium in your Tesla's motor to dysprosium in your Bose headphones, power the $100 trillion luxury tech empire. In 2025, China's export bans have spiked REE prices 50%, crippling global supply chains and idling factories from Silicon Valley to Shanghai. Billionaires like Gerard Barron, tech giants like Apple, and superpowers like the US are now diving into the abyss, chasing polymetallic nodules and cobalt-rich crusts in the Clarion-Clipperton Zone, CCZ, a 4.5 million square kilometers expanse worth $8 to $16 trillion. This isn't just a mining expedition, it's a high-stakes race for EVs, AI, and defense dominance. But with environmental alarms blaring and geopolitical tides surging, are these abyss treasures a glittering prize or a deep-sea disaster? Let's plunge into the luxury of the unknown. The ocean's secret vault, REEs unveiled. The seabed isn't a barren void, it's a geological jackpot, holding three types of deposits that fuel luxury tech: polymetallic nodules, potato-sized orbs littering abyssal plains at 4,000 to 6,000 meters, packed with manganese 29%, nickel 1.3%, cobalt 0.2%, copper 1.1%, and REEs like neodymium, cerium, and lanthanum, up to 0.5% oxides. The CCZ's 21 billion tons could meet global REE demand for decades. Seafloor massive sulfides found near hydrothermal vents. These volcanic deposits brim with copper, zinc, gold, silver, and REEs like yttrium formed by superheated fluids over millions of years. Cobalt-rich crusts, encrusting seamounts. These layers hold cobalt up to 2%, platinum, and heavy REEs like dysprosium, essential for high-performance magnets in luxury devices. Why the obsession? REEs are the backbone of high-end tech. A single iPhone needs 0.18 grams of neodymium. A Tesla battery guzzles 10 kilograms of cobalt and REEs for motors. The IEA predicts a 40% demand surge by 2030 for net zero goals. But land-based supplies are choked. China's 69% mining monopoly and April 2025 bans on 7 heavy REEs, samarium to yttrium, have cost us firms billions. Seabed REEs promise purity, less thorium, and scale. 1 CCZ square kilometer could supply a fifth of annual global needs. For luxury brands, these treasures are a lifeline to break free from Beijing's stranglehold. Billionaires' abyss quest. Betting on the deep. Billionaires aren't spectators, they're steering this underwater gold rush. The metals company TMC, led by Gerard Barron, is at the vanguard, raising $85 million from Korean investors and partnering with Elzias for its hidden founder system, a robotic collector that vacuums nodules with minimal sediment disruption. TMC's April 2025 application, under the U.S. Deep Seabed Hard Mineral Resources Act (DSHMRA), targets 25,160 square kilometers in the CCZ, aiming for 3 million tons year by 2026, potentially yielding billions in REEs. Other tycoons are diving in. Peter Thiel, through Founders Fund, Thiel backs REE-dependent defense and AI startups, indirectly fueling seabed ventures like Impossible Metals, which secured $1 billion in 2025 for AI-driven selective harvesting. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, Tesla's battery demands and Amazon's data centers drive indirect investments, with Musk eyeing TMC's cobalt and REEs to counter China's bans. Global players. Russia's Alexander Nessus Triarch Mining explores Indian Ocean beds, while Australia's Linus targets Pacific crusts, but US-aligned billionaires lead the Western charge. In 2025, $1.5 billion poured into US seabed projects, with tycoons betting on a $100 trillion luxury tech market. Their calculus: Seabed REEs offer 11.45% returns in crises, outshining volatile stocks. It's a play for monopoly in EVs, AI, and beyond. Geopolitical tides. Us versus China in the deep. The abyss is a geopolitical battleground. China's 5 International Seabed Authority (ICA) contracts covering nodules, sulfides, and crusts give it a head start, with its Qianlong 3 AUV extracting 500 kilograms of nodules in 2025 trials. Beijing's March 2025 Environmental Impact Statement approval for Contract Area A5, a global first, greenlights commercial tests, positioning China Ocean Mineral Resources R&D Association (COMRA) as the leader. Its February 14th MO with the Cook Islands for Seabed Research and Logistics secures a Pacific foothold. The U.S. strikes back. Trump's April 24, 2025, executive order fast-tracks NOAA permits, slashing exploration license reviews to 30 days. TMC's USAA to permit application, filed April 29 via Nauru's EIA sponsorship, sidesteps UNCLOS, which the U.S. hasn't ratified. The August 5 U.S. Cook Islands Pact targets 1.9 million square kilometers of nodule-rich EEZ, countering China with joint mapping and responsible development. The Pentagon's $439 million since 2020 funds domestic mine-to magnet chains to break China's 90% refining monopoly. Allies join the fray. Japan's JOGMEC maps CCZ with a UVS, South Korea's KIGAM holds ESA contracts, and India's BRICS push targets Indian Ocean crusts. The EU, split between green goals and ecology, invests €150 million in LAF's but-backs moratoriums. China's bans cost U.S. firms $10 billion in 2025. Seabed REEs are the counterpuncher, a spark for escalation. Pacific Power plays the global chessboard. The U.S. isn't diving solo. China's February 14, 2025. Mo with the Cook Islands covering seabed mineral exploration, research, and logistics triggered U.S. action. An August 5 pact for joint EEZ exploration targets. 1.9 million square kilometers of nodule-rich waters between New Zealand and Hawaii. This deal commits both to advancing science and responsible mining, positioning U.S.-linked firms like TMC to lead while countering Beijing's Pacific push. TMC's ties with Nauru and Tonga amplify Western leverage. May 2025. Nauru Agreement update ensures long-term exploration rights via NORI, with Tonga weighing a similar deal amid NGO protests. These partnerships, rooted in a decade of ESA contracts, let TMC pursue U.S. permits under DSHMRA, bypassing international delays. China's 5 ESA contracts and Qianlong 3 AUVs lead, technically, with 2025 trials at 3,955 meters. Russia's Triarch, Japan's JOGMEC, and India's BRICS vie for shares. But ESA gridlock stalled since Nauru's 2021 two-year rule, and pushed to 2026 delays all but Beijing's ops, with China's veto power stalling safeguards. The U.S. bets on AUKUS and Cook pacts, but billionaires like Baron I $300 billion GDP gains, driving the pace. Tech titans. Unlocking the abyss. The deep demands cutting-edge tech, and the U.S. is surging. TMC's hidden founder. Autonomous crawlers vacuum nodules with 3 cm sediment disturbance, piping 3,000 tons in 2024 CCZ trials. Impossible Metals AI selective harvesting cuts. Eco-impact raising $1 billion in 2025. Kongsberg's AUVs US-aligned Norwegian tech maps deposits with sonar, backed by $500 million DOD grants. AI slashes costs 20% per 2023 benchmark studies, but robotic systems cost $500 million each, with capex in billions. Seabed REEs could supply 15% of global demand by 2030, powering luxury tech empires. Yet, China's Qianlong 3 and Kamara's refining lead keeps the West playing catch-up. Supply chain stakes, luxury's lifeline, China's 90% re-refining monopoly turning Bionobo ores into magnet shokes luxury tech. Q30 2025 iPhone delays and Tesla shutdowns cost $10 billion. Seabed nodules are a game-changer. TMC's 500 kilograms test hauls yield 0.2% reconcentrates, enough for 1,000 EV motors. U.S. plans, via DoD's $1.5 billion in IRA subsidies, aim for domestic processing by 2028. Environmental shadows. The abyss's price. The rush risks devastation. Sediment plumes from collectors smother CCZ ecosystems, with 2025 nature studies showing impacts lasting years, disrupting dark oxygen nodules vital to marine life. Noise and light disorient species. Carbon release from sediments could worsen warming. Greenpeace's 2025 Deep Deception Report notes plumes spreading 100 kilometers. 38 nations, led by France, push moratoriums, but Trump's EO mandates only transparency, risking scars on Earth's last frontier. Recycling could cut REE needs 20%, but demand triples by 2030. The future, gold or gloom. By 2030, Seabed REEs could hit 20% of global supply if ESA regulations finalize in 2026, with TMC eyeing 3 million tons a year. NOAASEIS reviews could delay approvals to 2028, while moratorium calls from 38 nations threaten gridlock. Billionaires counter with $50 million lobbying, pitching mining as a green necessity. Asteroid mining, backed by Bezos, looms by 2035. But the abyss remains luxury's frontier. Projections, $5 billion revenue from 10 million tons by 2027, powering 500,000 EVs. The catch. Diplomatic fallout in ecoscars could sink the dream. Conclusion, luxury's deep gamble in 2025. The ocean's abyss treasures, Sparkling like gold fuel, a trillion-dollar race for luxury tech supremacy. Billionaires like Barron, backed by Thiel's shadow bets, and U.S. pacts like Cook Islands challenge China's 90% refining grip. From TMC's robotic crawlers to Pacific power plays, the stakes are seismic. EVs, AI, and defense hang in the balance. Yet, environmental shadows and geopolitical waves loom large. Will these treasures redefine luxury or drown the planet's depths? The abyss holds the answer. If this glittering quest hooks you, like the thought, drop your boldest take in the comments and subscribe to unearth more luxury tech secrets from Earth's darkest corners.